Hello, beautiful sacred souls. Today we are going to explore how the patriarchy, or our current system of navigating the world in society, harms everyone. This is a trauma-informed look at gender, power, and healing. So let's begin by just taking a breath together. This is a tender topic for all of us. Not tender in the sense of fragile, but tender in the sense that it touches deep personal experience, identity, safety, belonging, and survival. When we talk about gender, power, and injustice, we're not talking about ideas. We're talking about bodies, nervous systems, memories, wounds, hopes. So this conversation isn't about blame. It's not about attacking men, and it isn't about proving anyone wrong. It's about understanding how systems, specifically the patriarchy, shapes all of us, and how that system damages both girls and boys, women and men, in different but deeply interconnected ways. So what is the patriarchy really? Well, patriarchy is not men. Patriarchy is a social system built around hierarchy, dominance, control, emotional suppression, power over instead of power with. In patriarchy, masculinity is defined as strength, dominance, stoicism, and emotional restriction. Femininity is defined as caregiving, emotional labor, accommodation, and self-sacrifice. This system trains boys and girls into opposing survival strategies, and neither of those strategies leads to wholeness. How does the patriarchy harm girls and women? Well, girls learn early that we need to be nice, be small, be agreeable, be attractive, be accommodating. Don't take up too much space. Don't make others uncomfortable. This creates chronic self-doubt, boundary confusion, people-pleasing, diminished self-trust, increased vulnerability to exploitation and abuse. Women are taught to regulate men's emotions, soften male discomfort, tolerate disrespect, manage relational harmony, accept inequality as normal. This creates emotional exhaustion, suppressed anger, burnout, resentment, nervous system deregulation, trauma stored in the body. And when women create spaces for healing, safety, leadership, or empowerment, those spaces are often questioned, challenged, or treated as exclusionary, reinforcing the message your safety is less important than male access. So how does patriarchy harm boys and men? Because it does. This is the part that often gets missed. Boys are not privileged into emotional safety. They are conditioned into emotional survival. From very early ages, boys are taught, don't cry, don't be weak, don't show fear, don't need comfort, don't express vulnerability. They are taught that tenderness is feminine, dependence is shameful, emotional expression threatens masculinity. Dominance equals worth. This creates emotional suppression, internalized shame, loneliness, rage, identity confusion, difficulty with intimacy, difficulty asking for help, fear of vulnerability. Instead of learning, I am safe to feel, boys learn, I must armor myself in order to survive. And armored nervous systems often express pain as anger, withdrawal, control, addiction, dissociation, violence, emotional shutdown. So the patriarchy doesn't make boys strong, it makes them disconnected from themselves. Why do these systems stay in place? Well, trauma systems replicate themselves. When a society is built on fear, dominance, and hierarchy, it creates competition instead of cooperation. Power struggles instead of partnership. Control instead of trust. People internalize these structures and begin to protect them, even when they are being harmed by them. And this is why women are told they are too emotional. Men are told they are too sensitive when they open. Equality is framed as a threat. Compassion is framed as weakness. Why women's spaces are not anti-men. Women-only spaces exist because women's nervous systems have learned hypervigilance. Many women carry sexual, emotional, and physical trauma related to men asserting power over their bodies. Women have historically been denied leadership, voice, and power. These spaces are not about superiority or exclusion. They are about nervous system safety, identity repair, emotional processing, leadership development, trauma healing. Just as men benefit from spaces where they can express emotion safely, dismantle shame, build relational skills, reconnect with vulnerability. This is not exclusion. This is repair. And we have seen historically in society, men have always had spaces that were only male. And it is only recently that women have been seeking spaces that are only female. So here is the deeper truth. Healing is relational, not hierarchical. True healing doesn't come from flipping power. It comes from dissolving domination itself. It comes from emotional literacy, nervous system education, relational safety, mutual accountability, compassion-based boundaries. This means boys deserve tenderness, girls deserve power, men deserve emotional freedom, women deserve safety and a voice. And none of these threaten one another. What a healed system could look like. Imagine a world where boys are taught emotional fluency. Girls are taught embodied confidence. Men are supported in vulnerability. Women are supported in leadership. Power is shared. Safety is prioritized. Healing is normalized. Compassion is strength. That world does not come from domination. It comes from trauma-informed transformation. If this topic stirs emotion in you, anger, grief, sadness, hope, it makes sense because your body carries history, and that history is asking to be felt, not argued with. Let's breathe again together. And remember, we are not here to win against one another. We are here to heal with one another. And if this message resonates, I hope you'll consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting, or if you want to go deeper into developing self-awareness and understanding how to heal yourself, I invite you to read my book, The Divine Within, Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, or go to my website, Blossoming Heart Wellness, to learn about online courses or mentorship. I am sending you so much love and appreciation for the challenges you have faced in your life. It is not easy to be a woman, and it is not easy to be a man. And together, we can heal these systems that keep us separated from one another so that we can begin to build a system that is sustainable for both our bodies and nervous systems.